emotional damage.
That is the first thing people are gonna hear on the stream, by the way. Anyway, hello everyone. Welcome to the final episode of Sunstruck.
Yeah.
Guys, we did it. We made it.
Finally, we are actually about to finish a campaign.
What do you mean? We literally recently finished chilling and, like, I guess Windswept is technically getting close to being done, though just not in a positive way.
Didn't we finish chilling like 2 years ago?
Yes, but you have to understand, we have been doing this for 2 years.
I mean, y'all have. I've been, I'll be generous, say 6-7 months at this point.
Thrack, in the world of tabletop role-playing, 2 years is recently.
It's even rare for just a game just to finish in general.
Yes.
Tabletop.
I mean,
I have
especially
managed
for
to
us.
never finish a campaign, to my eternal shame.
Thrack,
Well, hey, here's your first one.
Thrack,
Godna.
vast majority of my campaigns were finished.
Well, I mean, ones I've run, not ones I've played in.
Yeah, it's just for some reason, outside of the pretty much everyone that I joined, we're just canned. Because this one finished and the cobbles finished.
Oh, I'm this kind of relatively lucky, though, because one of the games, my very first game that ever finished, was run by Ember, actually.
Well, heck.
Yep.
Gosh, Ember, I would like to see how you would run a campaign.
I can't do it anymore. I openly admit it.
I should delete all of this.
Huh?
My attention span is so much worse than it was.
First, you TikTok.
I have never used TikTok.
Yes, but I can blame TikTok anyway.
Yeah, blame TikTok for everything, brother.
Look, you know how short TikTok's attention span is? It didn't even last a day of being banned before it got bored of being banned.
But yeah, players. Who would like to recap what happened last time? For the final time.
It's kind of a funny summarization, but so we rolled up on Kyurem and he's like, I didn't swear, not yet, but yeah, even I can tell this is a fight that won't go my way. So, all right, how are we doing this? And then we talked to him.
He pretty at the very beginning he pretty much went full Arnold from Predator 1.
Good.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not the greatest summary. I mean, technically, if you want a better one, Rizian kind of came in, yelled at Thrack, and we hung out, chatted a bit, made some more preparations, expanded some rooms to make room for some of the guests. Holy crap, Kyogre is fucking huge and too big for Koopa's butthole. But that's fine. There had to be a limit to how far it could expand. Anyway, we visited Lugia, and Lugia came by, and, the Oxys decided, you know what? We're in for the ride, too. Let's see, am I forgetting anything important? Alright, we speed ran that dungeon. We didn't go for any percent strats, because we didn't no-clip out, but we got pretty close, because we just...
What do you mean you didn't no-clip? Look, you literally clipped through the walls.
We were actually teleporting.
The closest we got to out of bouncing is right here.
So
we were within the confines of the dungeon.
We did any percent no glitches. That's what we did.
Yes.
Exactly.
You did glitchless any percent.
And yeah. Yep, that's about it, really. All right, the Toxic Kyurem. I should probably summarize how that went.
Yep.
Okay, so, after we, ask him why he's just not fighting, that was kind of a bit of a thing. We discussed things. He does care about his kingdom and his followers. It's about the only thing he really cares about. He's doing it for them because they need land, etc. And, hey, valid enough point. The reason he doesn't go to the Arctic area is because Articuno's territory, and apparently, unlike Artina, Articuno gives a shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
First swear, by the way.
Apparently there are 2 Arctic territories. One is Articuno's and the other one was Kyurem's, but he doesn't like that place because he pretty much PTSD.
Well, it's not really PTSD as much as I already fucked with this place and the people there really don't like me.
I mean, you know, other than your people, the people here don't like you. Source the cat that lived here.
Yep. Have you maybe someone should just like look at Kyurem and be like, okay, so you go to places and everywhere you go, people hate you. Have you been thinking about maybe this is a you problem?
Careful with that, Finn.
Anyway, we found out how and why he's still bound here and doesn't just fuck off, and that's because apparently some Origins medal, runes, circle, and everything are keeping him here. The kind of thing that can only be broken by a dying god pouring its energy into it.
Or Arceus.
Or
Or
Arceus,
Arceus,
but we've talked
We
to
tried
Arceus
that,
and
and Arceus was like, "Ah,
Good luck
it's not in
getting
this
him to
script."
do anything.
Yeah.
Yep. And yeah. And we decided at some point we're not just gonna ice this guy or master ball him or any of a number of the very permanent solutions that we got, and decided, you know what? Yeah, we'll just go ahead and talk to Groudon, make some new land. Maybe we can use the Entei to help thaw out this continent. But that's the thing. Worst case scenario, we could just kind of kill him, let him break the chains, reincarnate him. But I'd still like to see his people taken care of because it feels like the right thing to do.
See, there's a little problem with that though. You see, he needs to be angry. And Kyurem is the definition of not being able to be angry.
Yep, and unfortunately, I'm not one of my many characters that I've played that has the true power of the roast and could spend enough time insulting him to piss him off. Manu's just too good of a boy for that. I do play characters like that sometimes.
If only we had Mono.
Yeah, Mono would somehow find a way.
But, yeah. Is that more or less a good summary?
Yeah, I feel so.
My last hijacked summary.
This is hijacked, but nobody like for you on it, man. Hijacking implies bad vibes, my dog. But there were no bad vibes.
In order for them to speak up, they have to get a word in edgewise, and I talk too fast.
Yeah, I was trying to get a word in. I failed.
Sorry about that, by the way.
It's alright.
Alright, so since this is the last session, guys, I'm doing something that I am technically not allowed to do. I just popped the cold one.
Oh boy.
Reckon if you got him.
Celebration.
Really good one,
I'd
by
say
the
when
way.
I'm drinking, but I'm not getting sponsored by him, so screw him.
Well, I mean, I'm drinking local beer, which is actually one of my favorite beers.
I'm drinking a pear-flavored energy drink.
Ugh.
It's actually a really good pear flavor, and it's not. And the energy drinkiness isn't part of it. But again, they aren't sponsoring me, so screw them. I'm not name dropping them.
Yeah, not to mention that's actually illegal. On Twitch, if you say this stream was sponsored by blah blah, right? That is actually illegal, and people have gotten into trouble for that.
Okay, gotcha.
This stream is sponsored by
No, please.
Yeah, no.
By your mom.
absolutely no one.
Yeah, man. I have in my entire life, I've done one sponsored stream, and that's it.
Awesome.
$5, we're gonna find out that there is a brand out there that's called Absolutely No One. Just somehow that's a thing. We're like,
Yeah.
what?
But yes, players.
Yeah.
Oh,
boy.
oops.
Wrong music.
What music is this one?
It's the final boss, which we technically are not doing.
There we go.
I will say they fucking nailed his theme.
Hmm.
They nailed the theme, definitely.
Oh, that wasn't really Kyurem's music.
Well, yes, but final boss themes 2 for 2 of it, from what I've heard so far.
Yep. Now, Kyurem's music is really good because when you hear it, you can definitely tell that that is an individual that will kill you. Because every other god can be talked down, but Kyurem is like, if he has a chance, he's gonna kill you.
Yeah,
that's why he...
I mean, we did talk him down. We just brought a big enough stick.
Yeah, like if you bring it up, because again, he is also like the smartest of them and the most realistic of them. You know, like he sees your group, he runs the numbers, he knows he cannot win, or why try? Done. He skips the entire bullshit. He skips all the drama.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he stopped counting around like 5 or 6. And then decided that, maybe not.
Yeah, like if this group would show up, you know, like just you, Ghost Bohem, and Mew, he would take the chance.
Yeah, yep. I wonder how that fight would have gone.
But with all of this, yeah, fuck no.
Yeah, to be fair, I'm just imagining, you know, Arceus, our GM here, just sitting by looking at this and thinking, I'm not running that combat. Nope, they just ran.
That's actually part
look
of
at
the
that
reason.
combat. The round would, like, one round would take, God, an hour.
Also, the hilarious part about this is the scariest creatures here are these two. These two tiny people right here are the scariest monsters here.
Oh wait, is he weak to psychic?
Brother, this is Mew.
It don't matter if you're weak to psychic
In
or not.
Super,
Just-
you could use any move in the game and they are like powered up.
What?
He can also transform himself into any other Pokemon he wants, even Arceus.
Oh,
I'd like to say, I think if he can turn into Arceus, can he just break the chains then?
No, he cannot like turn into like the power of Arceus, but he can turn into Arceus, essentially becoming like Arceus.
The Demiurge.
He can
as it
show
were.
people what Arceus looks like, but he can't.
Yeah, and
Doesn't
he
have
also
the
gets
exact
like
powers.
the moveset of Arceus, which is already technically his moveset anyway.
Yeah, so he can basically pull a Demiurge on it.
Yeah,
Behold, I am the shadow of God.
yeah.
Anywho, yeah. Terrifying. I'd like to think I'm scary. I'm at least standing next to one of the scary people.
And yet he's so cute and small and very, very huggable. And very
right.
unsure of himself.
I'll help him one day.
But hey, speaking of which, you guys are standing in front of Kyurem.
Yeah.
What do?
well, I guess we teleport to Articuno's place. It's been some time since we saw him. Well,
Actually,
I saw
hold
him.
up. So, Kyurem, on our return trip, you're in control of this dungeon. Can you just, like, skip all the rigmarole? 'Cause this was a big pain in the ass to visit. Or pain in the butt.
He tilts his head, visibly confused.
We're getting ready to go get, you know, talk with Grout on to make your people some land.
Can't we just
And-
send them a wonder mail?
I mean,
Kyurem?
yeah,
Yeah.
but... Look, I'm sorry, when I sent your brother a mail, I had to force it to go through, which, you know, yeah. So I'm just gonna say, make it a little easier to visit you. I mean, come on.
He's actually thinking, and then he's going to look at you and say, I never thought about the ease of getting to me.
Well, I mean, at least I could understand having it up when, hey, invaders are coming in. But when we next visit, we're just probably gonna be passing on the news of, oh, hey, your land is free and stuff, and possibly trying to figure out how to break these chains. But drug.
I will think about it.
All right. Well,
Well,
the others.
so we are gonna be going to Articuno?
Yep.
I mean, that's the plan.
Yep. Kuno and then his basement.
Okay. And you is just going to start working on a portal.
I still gotta learn how to do that.
Oh, I can teach you.
Ooh,
Oh,
can
please
you
do.
teach me?
Like, not right now. Well, not you. I'm sorry.
Oh.
But the voice of life should probably be able to do this.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I just politely sit and wait for now.
Yeah. He's just gonna make a little purple portal. And he's just going to extend it so that even Kyurem can go through.
Yeah.
What do you guys want to do? You can see a lot of disappointed looks around you, by the way.
Yeah, they were half these people were coming expecting a fight. Also, I walked through the portal. Yeah, half these people were expecting a fight, and the old man didn't even want to fight. We didn't even kill the guy. He's like, yeah, all right.
Yeah, and he even made sure that you cannot hurt anyone in his palace, so,
First world problems.
I mean, Lucky's pretty happy with how this turned out.
Yeah, same here.
I mean, yeah, there's as many looks of tension lifted as annoyance.
How does Prism look?
Prism looks very confused by this entire situation.
How does Rashi look?
Disappointed.
Oh.
Wanted to kill him too.
Yeah, she kind of wanted to defeat her brother, who apparently has gone rotten and hurt a lot of Pokemon. Like, basically, she's looking at someone who disregarded so many lives just because of a couple other lives. He is the definition of the needs of few.
Nah, it's really more the needs of mine are greater than the needs of yours.
Yeah.
Lucky's more interested in the health and safety of her guild and the mission to evolve Cosmo.
Manusha's just happy to not be the third.
Wow.
Look, he was worried about it, okay?
Yeah, Minusha
He
knows
wasn't
that
gonna
if there
back
would...
down, but...
I think Minusha knows that if there would... Minusha would die, because that's the tradition.
Well, the thing is, Minusha would have known that if Thrack didn't go and bring Parisian and come on.
Nah, Mew mentioned it at some point. A couple people have mentioned it, and I was like, ah. But at the same time, Minusha is brave. If it's important and needs to be done, he'll do it.
Alright. So, is everyone gonna be going through the purple portal created by Mew?
I already have.
Oh boy.
Alright. Everyone's just gonna go through the portal. Yeah. And on the other end of the portal, you guys are... Well, not a lot has changed from where you were just... Like, you're in the land of snow.
Yep.
Hey, we're pushing out voice of life responsibilities. We'll have to go to the cold places too.
What do you mean?
Probably.
I just don't like the cold.
Yes, your responsibility is to take care of all life. Well, to be fair, that is the responsibility of your master. Your responsibility is to be the voice of the master.
Yep.
Well, the voice might go tell the master some rude things if he tries to make me go into cold.
I mean, you will not be the first voice of life that has complained about their master. It's just your master is very good at ignoring you.
And unfortunately, I'm a decent enough type that if he's ignoring his duties in an area, I would go do it. Grumble, grumble.
So, hey Fox, welcome to the stream. Fox says, Kyurem basically did the same thing as Zekrom did and decided not to fight out of spite. Well, not out of spite, really.
Yeah, Kyurem was surprisingly more reasonable than Zekrom.
Yeah, like,
Also-
yeah, he didn't want to give you the satisfaction of a fight, right? But that wasn't really part of the plan. Part of the plan for him was just not fight, because why fight when he has no chance to win?
Yeah, also to be fair,
Where Zekrom wanted to piss us off enough to curse us.
Yes.
well, that also, Zekrom is God, so autistic.
Okay, which of the three dragons is not? Actually, please answer me.
I mean, I would say Kyurem, but I have to compare shipping grids with him.
Yeah, this guy is like the definition of OCD.
The three dragons of autism.
The three
Well,
dragons of
all I'm
autism.
All I'm gonna say is, if I were a human and not Inusha, I'd be asking you to get this man a copy of CK3 and just call it solved.
Oh my god, no. No.
Just give
Am I
him
wrong?
CK2.
Guys,
CK2, 3, yeah.
guys. You could convert him to be good by just giving him a computer and giving him Crusader Kings. Oh no.
Give him the entire Paradox library.
Okay, no, he will never leave his den.
I mean,
I mean, he's not leaving it either way.
Not really leaving it now, so it's not much of a change.
I was about to say, there's nothing changing then. It's just he doesn't have to worry about his followers.
Followers, what we haven't heard from him in years. What happened? I don't know. He just said, "Bring me chicken nuggets" one day, and then we never heard from him again.
Torchic nuggets?
Outside of Caspin Nuggets.
Then I have some Torchic Tandies.
Careful there, brother.
Not enough good boy points.
Yeah, so you guys, go through portal, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you find yourselves, okay, so Minutia, you have heard of this place, but not many Pokemon actually come here because it is cold as hell. Like, you know the Sand Continent that is kinda iced over right now and it's like really cold?
Mm-hmm.
Well, Mr. Articuno has somehow made it even more cold.
Yeah, also, careful there. There's a giant hole. Try not to fall in.
There is no giant hole.
I have the
He
sudden
fixed it.
overwhelming.
Oh yeah,
wish
wait,
that
dude, do you think he's just gonna leave a massive fuck of hole in the middle of his
Yeah.
fucking... God.
I mean, yeah, to be fair, it was, what, 20 years?
Yes.
He got snowed in, got it.
Now, if anything, the temple actually looks pretty nice right now. There's a staircase leading up towards the entrance, and you can see that the big statue of Articuno that was in front of the temple has been restored.
Oh.
And,
Glad he's doing well for himself.
and more importantly, the big ice wall that was around the temple is gone.
Yay.
Well, this is fancy. Simultaneously, I love this place and wish I were an ice type so I didn't have to freeze my butt off to be here.
Yeah. You can see a lot of people going through a portal immediately thinking about going back.
Hey,
And-
Reggie, do you think you could do us a small favor and warm the area?
I'm not sure I can.
Warp. How about we don't try to immediately melt off Articuno's area?
Well, I mean, okay, if you're really, really cold, just cuddle up to Reshi. Sorry, Reshi. But you're kind of the only fire type here.
Manouche.
Okay,
Um,
Looks at bacon.
looks at bacon.
okay,
Minutia.
Bacon, you're small and tiny. And Bird is, and Reshi is big.
Man.
By the way,
really are like surgeons now.
by the way, you can see that Bacon has her tail over Bubbles, so that she warms him up.
The one person that doesn't need warming up.
And yet she
Okay,
does it
what?
because she cares about her friend.
Aww.
I find myself missing an Ari right now. He gives the warmest hugs.
Inari is very warm. But yeah.
Yep.
The portal closes behind you guys, and you guys can go up the stairs.
And I look at Thrack and I'm like, so how are we doing this? You know this area better than I do.
Well, first we go to Articuno. To be fair, last time I was here, there was a giant hole made by someone.
Well, let's go fly upstairs then.
Yeah.
Well, for those of us that can.
Yep. Kayako is just going to look at all of you and say, I shall wait here.
All right.
And she's just floating above the temple.
Articuno is like, please, no, not again.
Oh my god, yeah, Articuno is probably getting like actual PTSD from this shit.
Now
Yeah,
we're about to
that-
go wake up
that's-
the other half.
Yeah, that's why I'm kind of speeding, so Articuno is not worried for that long.
Alright.
You could give her a heads up at least.
No.
No.
You might
We
want
kind
to
of
do
talked.
that.
We kind of talked about it, and immediately everyone. I mean, that's why I'm speeding up to Articuno. I am kind of fast, so it might be actually faster than just stopping for right.
Are you faster than the voice of life?
I mean,
I mean, probably.
He is
I
only
mean,
based
I-
off
fuck
of
boy.
a
I
jet.
do have a lot of athletics though.
How much?
I have natural in it.
Ah.
So I have my, 6 dexterity, my 3 survival, 1 athletics, and then 20 extra fucking dice for good measure.
Yeah. See, for me, it's just I'm stacking my decks with agility.
So the voice of life might be faster, but at the same time, I'm not racing ahead. I see you trying to put in effort, and I just watch you go. Wow, he is in a hurry.
Well, you guys make your way up the stairs. There's quite a lot of stairs, by the way, but don't worry about it. I would mostly worry about the fact that they're made out of ice. Honestly, this entire thing is not very OSHA approved, but there's no railing, Like, I could complain about this temple for days, honestly.
Well, the bigger
Fortunately,
thing
we
is,
didn't bring an Absol,
what's
so
OSHA?
OSHA is not here.
But yeah,
Occupational safety and health, Absol, of course.
as you make your way up there, you can see Articuno already being in the main antechamber, awaiting you.
Hello.
Hey, Articuno. Long time no see.
He tilts his head for a moment, and then he actually smiles, looks at you and says, Ah, Thrack,
Yep, it's been quite some time.
see that you have new companions. And a new body.
Yep. There's 2 of me now.
I see I am in the presence of many deities.
Shit, I'm in that number now.
What do you say, Godna?
Yep.
Oh shoot, I'm in that number now.
Yep.
'Cause whenever, deity plural, it's just minutia like, oh right, crap, I'm one of them.
Articuno is going to give you guys a very bird-like bow with his wing on his chest, and he's going to say, how may I serve you?
We came over to wake up and reason with Groundon.
Surely you jest.
We
It is very
kind of need them. Yeah.
Is this somehow connected to the wonder mail I have just received?
Huh?
What does the Wonder Mail say?
I do not actually know.
Take a moment, read it. We don't know what it says. Did one of you guys think to mail her? Good on you if you did.
He is actually going to reach for the mail. He's actually going to deliver it to Thrack, of all people.
Alright, I'll open it.
Alright, you open it and it is written in English.
I just look back at Articuno.
I still can't read that.
And it is written by Kyurem.
Alright, I'm gonna read it.
Alright, give me a moment. I am gonna send it straight to you, Thrack.
Alright.
Oh, don't hold out on us, Thrack. Let us know what it says. MCAT, curiosity will kill me.
There's a lot of things that can kill you right now.
Yes, but as the voice of light, satisfaction won't bring me back.
Alright.
You should probably not be joking about this minutia.
Oh, right. Him knowing English is completely plausible.
I mean, yeah, it
Yeah,
makes
I mean,
complete sense.
Yeah, I mean, Unova.
I love how in Unova
Right.
when you play Pokemon Black, you like go through so many different languages. Like there's French people, Spanish people. They actually speak in their language. It's amazing.
I whip out Wonder Mail and I start writing in English.
It will not be delivered.
What did it say? Poke, 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 poke.
So Kyurem was pretty much just laughing that, ha ha ha, I am Kyurem, you fools. One day I will return.
What?
Well, we don't goofed. Next time, straight murder.
I mean, it's still on the table if y'all want to go back.
You know what? Yeah, it's just, let's get grounded since we are here.
Alright, by the way, what were you sending back?
What do you say, Godna?
What letter- I was asking what letter he was sending back.
Oh, I was trying to write a letter to Kyurem.
Okay. Well, can I force the letter to go through like I did with Zekrom?
You can't.
Hey, can you mute?
Huh.
You can see you actually currently in the process of trying to do something.
What? Really funny.
Hey, just look at me.
And you can see that he's getting more and more frustrated when he's doing it.
I'll
Alright,
pat
here,
him on
what's
the
up?
shoulder. You alright, Mia?
I cannot get to him.
Alright.
Huh. That's new.
Well,
Where did he go?
I suspect he may have left this plane. Did it pull the hooper on us or something?
That is not within his power.
And what the
I
hell did he
mean-
do?
Maybe he got some help?
From who?
From him?
I
No.
have no idea.
No, Arceus doesn't care that much.
Well, I mean, if we really want to find out, Palkia could probably chase him, track him down.
You just see Mew try to very obviously open a Magna game again. Yeah, you can just see him, you just like do the motion and it just doesn't open.
Well, so we still gonna go ahead and help his people, so the next time he comes back, we can just murk him.
Yeah, pretty
Oh,
much.
I think I am now to the point of using that other tier.
Why battles?
Yes.
Kabbalah is actually going to look at all of you and he's going to say, and this is why I said that he's a villain that should not be trusted.
Yep.
Again, we could just throw him in the ball and then put him, lock him away somewhere.
We could go ahead and check over on the ice continent, see what the situation there.
Friends,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be right back. And you see Mew teleport.
Oh boy.
Oh, this is awkward.
So Lucky, are we still gonna do the Groudon thing so that people have some land so that we can do the
No.
other thing?
No.
Yes, I would much prefer. I would much prefer not cutting this continent into two.
I'm not very happy.
By the way,
Real quick-
it is wonderful to be in the presence of a new voice of life.
Thank you. It's nice to meet you too. I've heard some stories.
Stories. I am not even
Yeah.
aware that there are any stories worthy of being told about me.
Well, mostly a few stories about you occasionally rescuing Pokemon from blizzards.
Yes, that is one of my duties.
Mm-hmm.
My entire continent is a massive sanctuary for ice-type Pokemon.
Mm-hmm. And for what it's worth, those stories may not mean much to you, but to the Pokemon you saved, it's literally their life. So, thank you.
I look at Minutia. Do you think he'd take in the ice types that Kyurem has?
Actually, that's a fair question. Would you be willing to offer them shelter?
Of
Because
course.
the sand continent's going to thaw out, and well, it's Giratina's domain. I do not. I think I'll speak at least for him when I say I'm not letting Kyurem back over into the sand continent.
Articuno is going to nod and he's going to say, "It is my duty to protect all ice Pokemon."
Thank you. Yep. Sorry, Prism. If we meet Kyurem again, we're just going to ice him in the figurative sense.
I just don't know what happened. It all happened so suddenly.
We gave him a chance.
We gave him a
It's taken,
chance to be reasonable, and he threw it away.
Well, all right.
After a few moments, you guys see a familiar pink appear,
Welcome
Still
back.
angry?
What's up?
even angrier.
Oh god,
happened?
what happened?
It doesn't matter.
What?
What do you mean it doesn't matter?
He is now part of the Unbound.
The what?
He can never return.
What?
What happened?
Do not worry about it.
I kind of should. I mean, he's killed 2 other voices of life. If nothing
I
else.
will
would
inform
like to
you, but your companions cannot be told.
know. Okay.
Oh come on, don't put that on us.
I'm sorry, but it is for your own good.
I think this is one of those godly business things that, yeah.
He nods.
Well, how am I supposed to
Wow.
kill him if I don't know about it?
It doesn't matter. He will not hurt us ever again.
I don't
Okay.
get it. But can we at least
well-
go to the Sun Temple to finish our destiny with Cosmo?
According to Palkia, his palace is not there anymore. The moment we left, he transported himself and the palace there.
Okay. So we need to hop over, I guess, talk to to his people, let him know he's been effectively banished from reality, and yeah, self-imposed exile, actually, not banished.
I will explain everything to you. I will explain everything to all of the deities among us, but I will not be able to explain anything to your friends. And I ask you to do the same.
My given word is very important to me. I swear I will keep silent on this matter.
Good. Lord Articuno, I would like to apologize for getting involved in this thing. That is alright. I have a weird tendency of getting involved in things that are way too big for me.
Oh shit, so Kyurem's gone and we just gonna leave Groundum.
Yeah. There's no real point.
By the way, Lucky, you still have Vente with you, right?
Yeah.
Considering that the sand continent is frozen over and that's gonna take some time to thaw, do you think we could get his assistance in thawing out that continent?
Yeah, we're still doing our expedition. We're doing whatever it takes to help the Pokemon of the Sand Continent.
Good.
We're glad to help as well.
So, shall it let us set off?
I turn to the rest of the guild and I'm like, so the nature of our mission has changed, but what we're doing is not. This was always the intention, that we help the Pokemon of the Sand Continent to recover from the terrible storm that Kyurem has wrought.
To the ears of your guild.
So, without further ado, we're going to start this expedition again.
Yep. By the way, Prism, this does count as me keeping my promise to not hurt your family.
I know, I'm not saying anything.
And I'm just letting you know, hey, it mattered enough to me.
Prism's family is technically my family as well, so...
Yeah. Technically directly.
Aw. I mean, I guess you are both boxes.
But yeah.
No, I mean,
You do notice the white parts. There are white. See, Lucky has a white mane and stuff and markings, and so does Bolt. Also has a bit of the same.
Yeah, the
So yeah,
yellow
it-
bits
it
of
looks
bold
like-
are actually white.
It'd be a case of looks at you, looks at Bolt, looks at Prism. Oh, I guess I kind of see it. Neat.
But yeah. Would you guys return to the quote-unquote Sand Continent?
Yes.
Yeah, you would see them, you would have absolutely no problems getting you there.
Yay.
No,
moment
going to the
portal
gold
opened, my dick is through it.
Now,
Cat hates gold.
you guys would find out that the moment you get with the teleport there, you would find out that the palace is indeed not there anymore. And the blizzard that has been hitting the entire place is gone.
Replaced by rain.
Well, actually replaced by the usual warm. Actually, Kyogre.
Yeah, Kyogre.
Kyogre would just leave eventually because she understands that she's actually making things worse by existing right now.
That said, before she leaves, though, do you think you could have paid the occasional visit to turn some of the sand into well, make it a little bit less of a harsh climate.
She's just going to look at you, and she's just going to say, I will do whatever is needed of me.
Well, it's not necessarily needed, it's just appreciated. It makes some lives easier, and if life were easier on the Sand Continent, they might not need to steal as much.
Well,
And
no.
I feel it'd be the greatest insult to Kyurem to tame this untamable land.
Now. And now, the interesting part begins now. All of the people you have brought with you, even the even the swords and such, would actually join up in helping you, clean the place, right? Lucky?
Yep.
This would be a process for many months.
Lucky is willing to do this for however long it takes.
Now, you would find out very quickly that Kyurem has left all of his followers outside.
So food and everything is going to be an issue.
We did secure, Articuno's protection for them, though. So.
Yes.
And I know how we can transport them easily without having to use Mew. We could potentially use Hoopa's butthole to ferry them there.
Yeah, you guys definitely have the means.
Yeah, and I can create Magna Gates still, so.
Yeah, and now Magna Gates are not gonna be out of whack anymore.
Yay.
I assume at some point you guys would take Cosmo into the Sun Temple, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's in fact what Lucky wanted to do next.
Yep.
So I'm gonna change the music. Yep. And in the Sun Temple, Cosmo M would accept his evolution, and he would evolve into, well, what he was meant to be.
Another Lunaga.
Yep, I hug Cosmo M before he evolves. Even though we can't directly communicate.
Well, you will be able to directly communicate afterwards.
Yeah, hugs.
I've barely known you and your friend-shaped hug.
What do you mean friendship?
I mean, he is
It was
friendship.
friend-shaped.
Just patting the little buddy on the head before he goes.
Yep. This would be the last time you guys would see him as a little ball. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Give me a moment.
He a big boy.
So, this is what he would look like.
Big kitty.
Or compare him. Oh,
Biggest kitty.
yeah. He would evolve to Solgaleo, and eventually he would take his spot on the sun.
You look great.
Yeah. Come visit us every now and then.
He would promise that.
Yeah.
Up this. Try to remove as many models as possible. That will make performance a little bit nicer.
Let's start straight up deleting hundreds of die.
Not yet. Now, part of this entire thing would also be your return to your guild for, rest and other things, right?
Mhm.
And at some point when Minutia would be alone, which is difficult, New would probably try to utilize it. New would probably take Minutia to the side.
Yep.
In order to explain what actually happened.
Mm-hmm.
Mew would inform you that Kyurem became the one of the Unbound.
Mm-hmm. I don't
I.e.,
know what these are.
i.e., he went beyond the boundary, the barrier around the area where living things can go.
Oh. So he's still on our world, though.
Yes, but he can never return.
Yeah. Somehow, I have a feeling that some nevers are much sooner than we'd like. Why
Oh.
can't he return? What's preventing it?
Well, the Divine Order.
You'll
people
have to
still care
forgive
for
me
that.
from if I say this, but from what I've seen, that's rather more flexible
Flimsy,
than
you mean? Flimsy, you mean?
yeah, rather more flexible than it should be, or I guess sounds like it should be.
What it means is that no Pokemon can follow him.
Yeah. Oh, he may one day return.
And when he does, be ready.
Yeah. I feel bad though. We were trying to avoid kicking it down the kicking the can down the way, and we did so anyway.
Minusha, it wasn't your choice.
It was kind of all of ours.
You have
yeah.
you have shown that you have heart, thing that he lacks.
Yep. I don't regret my decision. It just I feel bad about it.
He has no more followers.
Yeah.
He's just a lonely dragon.
Next time though, I won't be offering him the same mercy we did before. We tried to give him and his people a happy ending, and he decided to throw it in our face like that.
What you need to realize is that not all Pokemon deserve to be saved. But his followers should not suffer for the things that he has done. You have done the right thing.
Yeah. But yeah, not everyone uses their second chance well, and this is how he used his. Well, third, fourth, or whatever it was. Anyway, thank you for letting me know. So I guess I should ask, what is actually out there?
Mew is going to look at you and just say, I actually do not know. I have never been there.
Well, it's out there now.
I'm one of the only Pokemon that can actually go there.
And I guess if you go there, you can't come back.
Oh, I can.
Oh. Well, I guess if you ever one day want to explore that, I'd love to hear about it.
That I shall.
Yep. But for now, I'd like, you to continue teaching me everything, and hey, maybe one day if everything's good, I might visit with you.
I don't think that will happen, but I appreciate it.
I know she just kind of smiles. If there's one thing that this last month has taught me, the future is unpredictable.
All right.
Yep.
And yeah, that would be the end of the campaign, really.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And Kyurem really giving us the final. Ha ha ha! Fuck you, everyone! I'll do what I want.
The funny thing is, as opposed to Star Wars, at least this time when Palpatine returns, it won't be somehow.
Yeah, you
What?
know exactly how will he return. He's also in a very specific situation where he actually can do this because of, well, him essentially doing a loophole around the rules. Because, it's not like he is moving away. No, his mystery dungeon is moving away.
That stupid fuck.
He's stuck within it.
Does he realize that next time he shows up, eventually most of those, at least legendaries, will be just ready for him?
Yeah. If nothing else,
Oh,
his sister is definitely gonna be waiting for him to show up so that she can blop him.
Yeah, don't worry, I'll also be waiting just for that.
Minutia just has the plan of making sure the Master Ball's passed on, recruiting Hoopa, and putting it where we tried to put the Bitter Cold's heart. Banishing it to another world in the fiery abyss. So long.
I've got a better idea. Just put him inside the Master Ball and then let Mew throw him out of bounds.
Ma'am.
Well, he's already out of bounds. I just think another reality, someplace fiery and hot where he is alone forever. Sounds about right.
He will be alone forever there, and since he will be inside the Master Ball, he's never gonna come out.
We'll send him to Equestria.
Okay, careful there.
Do you want him to just accidentally start killing
You want
people
Wendigo?
there?
Because this is how you get Wendigo.
No. We send him to Equestria, but Fallout Equestria.
Oh, okay, careful there even harder.
He's the reason why the frozen north is that way.
Okay, give me a moment. Oh gosh. And then Godna never loaded the music.
I loaded it pretty fast.
Took him twice as long as Ember.
Yeah.
Alright. So, you guys have finished Sunstruck.
Yeah.
Now comes the epilogues. The many epilogues of this campaign.
Oh,
So, at some point, when you guys would arise the sun, you guys would have fulfilled your destiny. Hey, Lucky?
Yep.
The first night, after fulfilling your destiny, you would hear a voice asking you if you wish to stay or if you wish to move on.
I obviously wish to stay.
You would stay. You would wake up as an Eevee.
Oh.
With a familiar body of a Zoroark sleeping next to you.
Ah.
You now know that you used to give amazing titles.
Yeah, there would be quite a little confusion the next in the morning, but yeah. Zoroark would not be very interested in running the guild, by the way.
Yeah. But I just hope to be, friends with her.
Yeah, she would stay in Capim Town. And she would she would basically be supporting Bolt and you. She would see you as her sister.
Yeah. And given her medical training, I also would refer her to Audino.
Yeah.
Yay.
Finally, Audino getting some help for once.
Yeah. Minutia was going to offer to help doing voice of life things occasionally, but now she has real help.
Now as Eevee, what would Lucky do?
Well, she's used to being an Eevee, honestly, so...
Well, you say that, but for how long have you been a Zoroark?
like a month.
Only a month or so.
You would not believe it, but the entire campaign has been like 4 months.
4 months, yeah, okay.
Oh yeah, and then we spent a couple months cleaning out the Sand Continent.
Well,
It'd be a bit awkward regaining your bearings and stuff, but yeah.
now, how would you would you stay the leader of the guild?
Yes.
Yay.
All right. I assume one day you would want to become a Leafian.
Honestly, she just she waits for a bit before deciding what she wants to be again.
All right.
How many Eevee get the chance to change their choice?
And another question for Lucky would definitely be the question of Umbreon.
Yep.
He would feel a little bit awkward about, you changing body.
Well, he knew it was gonna happen.
Yes, but he didn't expect you to be an Eevee.
Oh, honestly, yeah.
So he would be awkward for a little bit, but eventually, he would get over it, and especially after you evolve, he would want to start a family with you.
Yeah.
He would be very open about it, and it would take a little bit for him to, probably taking care of you a little bit as a Eevee would probably lead him to a little bit more, believing in himself a little bit more. He would lead his tribe to move into Capim eventually.
Yep, we even talked about that, and we were going to discuss it with Perugly now, so...
My cat has jumped in my chair. The cat invasion has prophesied. My god.
Speaking of Perugly.
Yes. But yeah. So that would be the happenings for Lucky. If Lucky would want, no one would challenge her control of the guild for a very, very, very long time.
Lucky did want to go with both Zoroark and Bolt to go deal with Shadow eventually. But that could also be with Vincent with dealing with Slash at the same time.
But yeah. Speaking of Vincent. Hey, Vincent.
Yep.
After evolving Solgaleo and him becoming the sun, or the avatar of sun, the very next night you would hear a voice asking you if you wish to stay or if you wish to move on.
Yep, and this is where he's a little bit this is a little bit of the vindictive part. He's absolutely staying just to make sure that Grookey does not come back.
The voice would inform you that you do not get that choice.
Well,
That in this world, good and bad needs to exist in order to cause balance.
that's the thing. He wouldn't. Well, he would stay. It just even if that Grookey does come back, he'll deal with them if he tries to cause any problems.
He's come to care for Servine, hasn't he?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. So, would you decide to stay?
Yes.
Alright. You would awaken in a body of a Grookey.
Hey.
With a massive monkey next to you.
Oh shit.
That would definitely demand quite a lot of explanation. Especially because you be Grookey and the one that you do not like now being a big monkey.
Yeah.
Would you cause trouble for him? Because he would probably just want to leave.
Well, at that point, if after talking with explaining stuff with them, kind of asks them.
I mean,
what do they
Servine obviously wants to be with you. She doesn't want to be with the Pokemon that she was with, she wants to be specifically with you.
Yeah. And if she's okay with me being a Grookey again, then
Well, she would tell you that she's okay with it because she knows that you will eventually evolve.
I'll become a Rilaboom again at some point.
It is strange, but she would also inform you that in her species, weirder things have been done in the past.
Then yeah, I would just let the other the monkey go off and do whatever the hell he wants to do.
Yeah, he would just leave, and you would never hear of him again.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Servine eventually, before you would become big, she would actually evolve herself, becoming a snake.
Period.
And she would actually one day take you and show you her family.
And I'm guessing somewhere during that time the egg hatched.
Yup. And I assume that you would just accept this little one as yours.
Yes.
Do not worry. One day she would make sure that you will have eggs that were actually yours.
I mean, for all he cares, that is his, no matter what. Since
Yeah.
The other one kind of.
It's kind of complicated right now because, gosh, I don't even know like how blood works with this.
Yeah.
I'm imagining you're basically just clones.
Yeah.
But it's really more about your aura than anything, so, you know.
Now, I have a question, Vincent.
Mm-hmm.
Servine would be okay staying at the guild as a caretaker. She is completely okay with giving up on like exploration and such because she was mostly doing it to pay bills.
Yeah.
You know, she had no special feelings for the art of exploration. And, you know, surveying and such.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, though? Would you stay with the guild as the officer?
He would, because he has kind of grown attached to everybody in the guild and the Capim Town.
In that case, you can bet that one day Servine would probably want to build a house.
Yeah, and at least here's the best place to do it with the voice of life kind of backing this area.
Yup.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
Yeah.
Thrack,
Yep.
one day, after you guys would, help Sogaleo fulfill his destiny, a voice at night would show up and would be like, yo, do you want to move on or do you want to stay?
I stay.
Alright. You would awaken as a little Dreepy.
Oh,
The massive Dracloak being next to you. Sorry, Dragapult, actually.
Yep.
There would be quite a lot of confusion.
Yeah, understandably. So hopefully after that I'll be actually able to have a somewhat of a conversation with the boy.
I thought you were gonna say he awakens as a Piplup.
No. Now, you, after some explanation, he would actually be completely okay with just, being friends with you. Because he has no hard feelings against you. He doesn't feel like you have done anything bad or anything that goes against anything that he believes in. But he also really doesn't want to be part of a guild or anything.
Yeah.
He would return to the Water Continent and probably just be with his family. And yes, fun fact, you actually have a family.
That's good.
What?
What do you mean, what, Godna?
No, just the surprise of, oh right, you have a family in the epilogue. That's the reveal.
Yeah, Yeah, so you've already met your character's grandma,
Yep.
but what you didn't know is that you actually had a really huge-ass family.
Oh.
And Dragapult would introduce you as essentially what he would believe you to be an extended member of the family.
Alright.
So congratulations, in this world, this time around, you have a family. And they will teach you the ways of their species. Which is a lot about blowing shit up.
Oh, it's not American.
Now. Oh, another question. Would you stay at the guild, Thrack?
Oh god. You know, I would probably stay for some time, but eventually I would probably leave the guild and actually start that farming thing I was talking about.
That is
But
cool.
I would still stay at Capim.
You are welcome to the guild at any point, though.
Yeah, and understandably, whenever there would be something seriously wrong going on, I would go and help them.
Yeah.
And this time around, I'll make sure to note that every now and then I'll actually be, you know, going and meeting my friends and not just constantly keep staying at one place so we don't get Lugo 2.0 situation.
Yes. Now, Minutia,
Yeah.
you are the voice of life.
Yeah.
At some point, you would get a call from your master who will actually talk to you about what your duties are.
Huh. I did get a manual. All right.
Well, he will not give you a manual, but he will give you a talk.
Mm-hmm.
And your duties are actually rather simple.
Mm-hmm.
The biggest duty of Voice of Life is to help the destiny of others.
Okay.
Basically, what Mew has been doing this entire campaign, except that is actually your job.
Funny enough, that was always something I intended to do.
He would also inform you that your other duty is to make people smile.
Yep. I try and do that too.
And then he would just tell you to go do whatever you want, because just as long as you fulfill these two duties, you can do whatever you want.
Mm-hmm. I don't see why everyone seems to badmouth him so much. He only roofied one town. But, yep,
That you know of.
exactly. That I know of. But yeah. Yep. Minutia's pretty happy about, hey, these are his duties. He's basically being told, live your life as you would always choose to live it.
Now, I do have some important thing to tell you.
Mm-hmm.
After a couple years, Ace would probably officially claim you.
Okay. These things happen.
Yeah. Would you say yes?
Just as a, just, hey, yeah. It was a long time coming.
Yeah, and because of this, she would. Honestly, your decisions at this point affect her decisions quite a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So, what would you do now that you're a voice of life but also a member of a guild?
Well, as long as we've got the means to travel, and once Mew teaches me a portal, I will travel the world, but I will always come back to home.
Yeah.
And this is home.
Both Xerneas
Speaking
and
of
you would teach you how to open Magna Gates that are specific to, well, gods.
Mm-hmm. And Minutia, speaking of home, Minutia would be visiting his family at some point. He would have brought Zoro there at one point, just because hey, before Ace had claimed him, that was the thing.
Yeah, the situation with Zoro is a little bit complicated
Oh yeah.
because, like we were talking about before, if you would not push it, she would not actually want to become your like mate.
Mhm.
But she would want to become your lifelong companion.
And Minutia would be ecstatic about that. He's like, yeah, he's down for that. Friend for life.
Yeah.
And that means eventually when his family comes of age and makes his journey through the thing, she would be one of the companions he'd have to bring with him.
Now you do have to understand that when Riolu and Lucario, when they say lifelong companion, they literally mean it.
He shouldn't be. 1 second, hold on.
Oh no.
Sorry, my sister walked in and. Yeah.
Whoa, we can actually hear him normally. What the fuck?
Oh.
Don't know what
Yeah,
the
also
motherfucker did, but
Since Godna disappeared, I just remember one thing. I would like to finish my training with Mew to, you know, be able to see aura and stuff like that.
yeah, he would do his best.
Yeah, I think
Ye-
Lucky would eventually become a Leafeon again.
All right.
No more Vaporeons or weird
Sorry about
ribbon
that.
monsters.
No Sylvians.
Yo, Godna, what did you do? Because whatever you did actually made your voice much better.
I'm sorry, I don't know. I muted my mic and then unmuted it.
Weird. But yeah, Maidusha, you would return home and, weirdly enough, your family was barely affected by what was happening, probably because of where you exist.
Complete opposite side of the continent.
Yeah. Like the people living in civilized areas were affected much more harshly than people living in mystery dungeons and such. Which, you know, is a very sand continent when you think about it.
Yep.
Like, sand continent just is built different.
Yep. Which is part of the reason why he wants to slightly soften it a bit. Just as a, middle finger to Kyurem, who decided, yeah, this place is uncivilizable.
Now, another interesting question about Minutia is, how would Minutia deal with the whole I'm now voice of life, but I was also supposed to be, like, helping out the Giratina and be, like, one of the guardians of the Voidlands?
He would still finish his coming of age ritual, as it were, and as part of it, that does mean he's going to end up entering their domain, and he does want to seek out Yveltal to explain, I don't want the hostilities of the family to be continued here. Life and death are opposite sides of the same coin, and yeah.
So, while Giratina is completely okay with you, Vivatul would not accept you in any way, shape, or form.
That is fine. I mean, hey. But at the same time, I don't intend on having any long-standing hostilities. Our domains aren't really supposed to cross, but I will try and find someone to take up my old duties here. Will you accept them in my stead?
Again, no. Vivatul would just straight up probably attempt to attack you. And it would need... basically, long story short, Vivatul really fucking hates Voice of Life. Because of the insert events of Super Mystery Dungeon here.
Yep. Nonetheless, Minutia still the peacemaker sort. He would have, made sure he had an escape plan for that, though, because he was kind of expecting it. But at the same time, it's who he is to try and make the peace.
Yeah. Like, don't worry, Vivatul would not kill you because Giratina would prevent it, because a random Pokemon dying to Vivettle, you know, that's not a big deal. But if the Voice of Life would just get axed by Vivettle, that's
That's a problem.
yeah, that's
That's political.
yeah, that is a problem. You know, like indirectly
Yeah.
by proxy, that's okay, but directly by his daughter, that's a problem.
And yeah, as far as that goes, Manusia would try and help, make sure that they have someone to act as one of their guardians once more, even if it's just a case of helping his father evolve so he has a few more years in him to get a brother out of the matter.
I mean, you could also just have a kid with Ace, you know?
Yeah, but skipping a generation.
Or
And
he could
yeah,
have both.
he doesn't want to, like, he's free of that line of thing. He's not going to foist that on his kid.
Alright. And
So
now,
critical innately.
and now, the many epilogues of the many different characters.
Oh, one sec. One last thing. Once Zora went through the thing, because I did mention she'd be a companion for that, I would offer her the chance to evolve.
Oh,
'Cause that
about
is a crime.
so about that, right?
Mhm.
She would evolve even without your help.
Okay, awesome.
Because
But offer had to be.
Because you see, you would very quickly find out, especially as a Voice of Life, is that she could evolve for a long time, but for Riolus, it's actually the state of mind for them to evolve.
Ah,
When they don't believe themselves to be ready, they don't. They just don't.
ah. One of the conditions of being worthy is you must feel that you are worthy.
Yeah. And in a hyper-competitive, a little bit toxic species that is the Riolu, that is a fucking difficult task.
A little bit.
Yep.
I do eventually release that Entei.
Oh, you would?
Yes.
I
It
mean,
is
I
supposed to be
hope
helping us with,
first. Yeah,
it is
I
supposed to be
hope
helping us with
first.
Santa
I
Claus.
love how you guys are like talking over each other perfectly every time.
Sorry.
You go.
It's all good. Yep.
You hope first what?
No, I was just saying that it was supposed to help us with the Sand Continent, but go ahead, Thrack, say your piece.
Yeah, I was just about to say that I hope first you'll talk with local Entei.
We actually did.
Yep.
We
Yeah,
got
we
it
actually
quick.
did.
Yeah, we had to do that when you were away.
Yep.
Ah, alright.
You have to understand, and the three dogs, right? They don't entirely care about there being more of them, as long as they don't fuck with their territory.
Alright.
Like that other Entei, better find his own island. just don't take my island, bitch.
Mm-hmm. We're stuck with
This
all
is
the
my room.
Yeah, this is my island. Find yours.
Okay.
Oh.
So yeah.
I'll be right back. Getting a phone call from my sister. What the fuck?
Oh.
At 8? Anyway, I'll be right back.
Tell her
Alright.
hello.
Basically, I'm trying to tie up any loose ends we have.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I managed to not die during my epilogue. Achievement unlocked.
Yay.
I was expecting that that would be the result of thing.
Yet another Eevee is running a guild. Yay!
Also, I just realized my first character started a weapon and armor shop. My second character started a farm.
Yet another Eevee running a guild.
I'm basically starting a dungeon, air quotes, where you can change your type and species once we acquire the other trap, and just allow yourself to get a new chance at life.
You know what? Since I'm making farm with the fruits, I might as well start wine making.
wine making.
Yes, I'll be making wines and other kinds of alcohol.
Let me check my to-do list to make sure I'm not forgetting anything. Never found out about Glammeow's basement from Ace. Didn't handle Espeon's depression. I did that. Technically, Lucky solved that.
There's not a whole lot we can do about Espeon, though, unfortunately.
No. But, yeah.
Her Umbreon pretty much wants to be with Salazzle.
I'm back.
So, yeah.
Hello.
Welcome back.
Oh, I want to apologize. That was my sister reminding me about something that I totally forgot about my mother's birthday.
Oh
Okay.
boy,
Oh
the gremlin.
my gosh. Anyway. Where were we? Ah yes, the epilogues for the different characters and such. This one's gonna be long. You guys can obviously interject and, like say that, your character would be part of this and blah blah blah.
Okay.
Alright, let's go. So, we are going to start with the most important thing. The world at large. Because obviously the events of Moonstruck and Sunstruck have affected the world. That's pretty obvious,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So, during the events of what became known as the Eclipse Incident, the capability and individuality of the guilds throughout the world was tested. Eventually, the guild association would be rebuilt, and order would be re-established. The attack on the treasure city would be proof that the guilds falling asleep on the dangers of the world, and plans would be made to prevent such a disaster from happening again. The damage caused by Kyurem on the desert continent would force the Pokemon of the world to help what many considered to be the wild and untamed continent, with the Pokemon of Capim being at the helm of this restoration. No matter how much the guilds looked, they could not find where Kyurem escaped with his glacial palace, and he is presumed gone. Yes, the gods would not tell anyone. Now, Minusha, would you actually tell... Like, let's say Lucky would show up, it would be like, hey, Minusha, do you know where Kyurem has gone? Would you actually say?
Lucky would not
I
ask.
to truthfully and genuinely say I have no idea where he is right now. Because I don't know his location. But
No.
yeah. No,
You meant...
He was in the followers, your god abandoned you. We don't know where he is, but he's nowhere to be found.
Also for Thrack?
No, since Mew mentioned the Unbound, I would probably go a couple times to the Red Library to try and find anything about that.
You wouldn't know, because he only mentioned that to Minutia.
No, he told us that,
Yeah.
he's Unbound and I'm not gonna tell you anything.
Godna, is it possible for you to actually talk into the microphone, please? Because I swear to God, you're actually talking to your microphone through your ass.
Is this any better?
A million times, like actually gajillion times.
Yeah. There we go.
Anyway. Thrack, if you would go into the Red Library and search the information, the one who would actually tell you that information would not be the library itself.
Oh.
It would be Jirachi.
Oh.
He would inform you that the Unbound is a term used by the gods for anyone who has left the enclosed area of the PMD world. You know, about 30% of the planet.
Alright. Thank you for help.
He would also inform you that he doesn't know too much about it because he is not important enough to know what's beyond.
Wow.
Oh. I would pat him on the shoulder. It's alright, little guy.
He would tell you that he's so powerful he could crush you right there.
I know.
Yeah, you little dreepy.
Well, to be honest, by now he would probably not be dreepy.
Yeah, I would go to evolve back into Dragapult kinda as early as I could.
I mean, thankfully,
But-
dreepies evolve really quickly.
They don't.
They don't?
No,
The Dreepies evolve into Dracloaks at level 50. And
What?
Dragapults at level 60.
Yeah, they
Yes.
are one of the slowest pseudo-legendaries.
What? Whoa.
Yes.
50
Yeah, but-
fucking levels? God damn.
Motherfucker.
Yeah, but thankfully, Finn, I have a help of pretty much 1,000 Royal Gummies and the Voice of Life.
Yeah, who can just force evolve you?
Yeah.
Now, so that would be the world at large. Essentially, not much has changed, and the guild association and the guilds themselves understand that they need to cooperate a little bit more.
Oh, they don't say.
They thought themselves invincible, and the current events have taught them that they're definitely not.
Oh shit, alright.
Now, for the Capim Town itself, under the protective...
Probably becomes Capim City.
Probably not yet, that would take a little bit. Under the protective eye of the Capim Guild, the town has grown both in size and in relevance. What was once known as a backwater, troubled town became an important beacon for all of southern Grass Continent, especially well known for its acceptance of all Pokémon, even the less civilized ones. Eventually, after everything calmed down a bit, the town voted to accept the guild's flag as its own, except for one important detail. A white dragon would be symbolized on it, as the Dragon of Truth has chosen Capim Town to be her eternal residence.
Yay.
Yay, Reshi has a home.
Yes. Hey, you guys built a tower for a dragon, you know, she might as well stay.
Yep.
Let's ignore
I'm really happy I did that.
let's ignore the fact that this is probably gonna cause some trouble because of the whole draconic den thing.
Fire
Eventually
dragon
we'll-
living in a wooden tree. It's
There
fine.
are worse dragons to be living with.
Guys, I have an idea. Eventually we will make a second tower for another dragon and we will rename the place to Two Spear Gate.
Oh my god, please.
Oh,
Now, speaking of another dragon, hey, Minusha.
Yeah.
One day, probably several months after the events of the Eclipse incident,
Mhm.
a big dragon would show up.
Ah, hello, Zekrom.
Zekrom would inform you that he has been thinking about this for a very, very, very long time, and he is now officially claiming you as his. And that you do not get a choice in the matter.
I think I outranked you in the hierarchy.
He doesn't care.
And Ace has claimed me first, so nope. I'm afraid that nope. I have to claim you now. I don't write the rules on love. That's just how this works.
He would not care. And ever since, you would have a motherfucking, the Dragon of Ideals following you around.
Yep.
Being the single most awkward lover you have ever witnessed in your life.
He's trying. Okay, I don't hold it against him. He's trying.
But
This
even
also
more
means
awkward
that
than Adrian.
Ace will have to compete with Zekrom.
I mean, at the very least, it's much more natural. You don't stress out over it. Yeah.
Also, obviously, Reshi is not gonna be super happy about this because she definitely didn't want Zekrom to be so close to her at all times.
Well, there's that. Alright, yep, you got a chance to see the world and everything too. Think of it as a good thing. He's getting a chance to see and be around other Pokemon.
She would just
We saw what happened to Kyurem when he was locked away for so long.
she would just look at you and be like, imagine being with your brother for this long.
Unfortunately, the whole brother thing is probably still coming along. But, I can imagine. But, you know, hey, I do leave from time to time to travel the world, so it's not all the time at least.
Speaking of Reshiram, she would take Capim as her permanent residence, living ironically in the Tree of Life. Oh, old Tree of Life, I should say.
Mm-hmm. It makes Minutia so happy that she chose to stay there for.
This would make Capim one of the most well-protected towns on the planet.
Yay.
Lucky would eventually make a portrait of Reshi and give it to her.
Aww.
She is very good at painting.
Speaking of which, eventually Reshiram would actually help all those Pokemon that she had with her integrate into Capim. It would be difficult, but she would do her best, and eventually they would.
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
You would also find out that eventually she would, because she doesn't really have much to do, she would actually do her hobby of essentially judging people.
Oh no.
She would work on creating, you know, one of the first, like, courts and, like, actual law and lawmaking.
Yep. So, Minutia would probably help facilitate this by, you know, the back half of her building, of her room would have an area that could open up into a proper court.
Oh no, we have
Courthouse.
Mitney.
Careful there.
No, we don't have Mythic. Rush is actually a good one.
Yep. So she would actually have a nice place made for this.
Yes, she would especially be working heavily with the Guild Association to, you know, actually create laws that everyone has to follow and not, oops, the Sen continent over there just decides to do whatever they want.
Oops, I'm too powerful for the laws to count. What are you going to do about it?
She picks up the
Oh,
phone.
me and
Mew?
Yeah, me and these 40 blokes are gonna beat you, and if you beat us, Mew's coming to kick your ass.
Now,
But yeah.
so that would be Capim. Another interesting thing about Capim is that because of a certain very late game choice that Lucky has made, both Chespins and Keklins would be active in the town. With Chespins being more about shipping goods between different continents, and Keklins much more about selling.
Alright.
Because it turns out Chespins are incredibly good at getting goods from one point to another.
Ah.
Eventually, they would just leave the buying and selling market entirely, and they would just create the first intercontinental shipping organization.
Minutia was very interested, and then he found out what it actually entailed.
It is much
But
more
you're
boring. They
telling
they just move boxes.
Finn, you were telling me that because of Lucky, we've got Amazon now.
Holy shit, kinda, yeah.
I was gonna say they're UPS. They're all wearing like trucker hats and stuff.
Oh god.
No, DJ, no. No, New World Trading Company, no. Anyway. Now for the Capim Guild itself. It may have taken 3 generations, but the reputation of the Capim Guild was finally fully redeemed. While some things never changed concerning the location of the guild house, the current generation has managed to turn something negative into a guild known for the teams growing extremely close to each other, like a family. The old tradition of leaving one's life deeds behind the door, both good and bad, was kept and became rules. With Levian at the helm, the Capim Guild has seen much prosperity, and through their many loyal teams, they have kept the local territories mostly safe from trouble. So congratulations, guys. You have gotten the best possible ending for Capim.
Yay.
And now for the people themselves. Pergly of the Capim Town would stay the mayor for many years to come, given way more time than she had before. With her newfound energy, she would lead the town into a bright future, with a mischievous smile which she was so well known for. She would never really find a stable partner, but her loyal friends would swear that she was much happier this way anyway. Espion the Tailor. With the truth about her love of the early years out, Espion eventually completely focused on her work. She became a world-renowned crafter of both magical and beautiful garments, and with time, she has shared all this knowledge with Vera the Sneasel, who became her loyal apprentice. She has never found it within herself to find another partner, and would live out her days married to her work. Meowstick. Meowstick would keep Capim Town fed and happy for most of her life before giving her establishment to her workers once she's earned enough to not have to work for the rest of her life. She would get a small house in Capim Town, which she would eventually grow into a public library, teaching the future generations about the tales of old, so the old ways would not go away. Meowstick would eventually find a partner, and her little ones would carry on the task of being helpful Pokemon in their own special ways. Audino would just be Audino. Running away from the sins of her past, she would find Capim to be her last stop. As far as everyone knows, she has been treating Pokemon illnesses and wounds for the rest of her life.
She eventually gets help.
She finally gets some help. And now for the different teams. So, Team Hope, everyone.
Yep.
Oh boy. Eventually, after many years, Lupus and Shocker would leave to be together and take care of their family. The little ones would eventually rejoin the guild as either full members or at least mercenaries for Capim Town. They would have over 20 children, all as ferocious and loyal as their parents. Bold would have to face the fact that he now has two important sisters. He would stay with the guild for a very long time, eventually even fully evolving. One day he would announce that he would be leaving the guild, and weirdly enough, Vera would leave at the same time.
Ah.
Their friends would later learn that they eventually became partners once they both grew up a little bit. They would have had a few little ones. Bold would stay in contact with his two sisters and would support them to the best of his ability. He would also make sure the old hideout of his parents would be fixed and properly taken care of as a sanctuary.
Would Bolt do anything with that tier I gave him?
No.
The one that can resurrect?
No.
Okay.
Wow.
After he would grow up a little bit, he would believe that, as the saying goes, let old grow lies lie.
Yes. Good on him. He left. Lucky left the decision to Bolt. For that reason.
Yeah.
Discord shit act.
Oh no, Godna.
Good now?
Yeah, my net just blinked for a second. It's all good.
No. Is Godna gonna crash on the table?
Probably.
No. Oh no, Godna is gone. We lost him.
Mortis.
I tried not to, but I died in the epilogue. QQ.
Wow, I cannot believe that the voice of life has died.
Third time.
Brainwave would
The other
eventually
dragon,
fully
huh?
evolve and would find himself a partner. He would be the first to leave his team in pursuit of knowledge, eventually joining the Red Library as a chronicler of the Southern Grass Continent. Monsoon would stay at the guild longer than any of his team members, eventually wanting to become a sort of advisor to new members. Eventually, he would be too old to do even this, and he would become a teacher in Capim Town.
I'd make him an officer. Alongside Vincent.
He would gladly accept this. Alright. Team Legend. This one is very short. Both Bacon and Bubbles would become longtime partners, never leaving each other. They would evolve together and become a powerful team, worthy of their name. Team Bone. Zoro would find herself in a difficult situation after being defeated by Minutia. Incapable of honorably defeating him, she would settle for being by his side as a loyal friend and companion for the rest of her life. She would eventually evolve into Lucario and become a powerful explorer, always going to dangerous locations and seeking out more difficult challenges each day. She would never really find a soulmate, but would have many friends and allies throughout her life. Yorick would stay by Zoro's side for the rest of his life, eventually evolving and never having his feelings returned by her due to her being a little bit too thick. As such, he would never find an actual soulmate due to his point of obsession being Zoro.
Minutia would probably help out here. He is a filthy shipper, and it was something he'd always suspected.
Yes.
So he would try and find a way of getting them together. Even if it was just eventually, hey, Zoro, I'm pretty sure Yorick likes you that way.
See, there is a problem because Zoro doesn't actually want anyone.
Okay. Then, that would be about the end of that. There is okay, at the very least, it won't be because she didn't figure it out. It'd be she considered it and thought, nah.
Yeah. Now, Brian would stay at the guild and join up with the underwater teams of Capim Guild, eventually becoming one of the first underwater explorers of the world.
I wonder how many mystery dungeons are underwater.
Quite a lot. Just in Explorers of Sky, there's 11 underwater mystery dungeons. And that's just in Explorers.
Okay.
So, yes, Brian would definitely have quite a life ahead of her.
The life of Brian.
Oh my fucking god, please, Thrack, please. Now, Team Fluffball.
Yay.
Ace would lead her team into greatness, becoming one of the strongest rescue-specific teams at the guild. She would become famous for knowing every cave and every mountain on the grass continent, and would be extremely open-minded to help anyone who asks. She would eventually vow to become the primary partner of the current Voice of Life, and would stay in close contact with all of her friends and family, being known as the Smile of Capim.
The Smile of Capim.
Yep.
That's a good title.
Yes, it is. I do have a question about the various eggs of the egg room.
Yeah?
What becomes of them?
Oh, I'm actually gonna get to that.
Yes. Okay.
So, Inari. Inari would stay at the guild, and would slowly shift towards a very different focus in her life. She would use her earnings to build the first orphanage in Capim Town, and would dedicate her life to taking care of many little ones that others could not take care of for one reason or another.
Mm-hmm. She would also have Minutia's full support in that as Voice of Life.
And Lucky's as the Capim Guild's leader.
Yeah, so it turns out, you know how you were thinking that like Inari is might end up with Minutia and such? Not really, because she just kind of loves everyone.
Mm-hmm. She's too busy being a mom to settle down to be a mom.
Yeah. The problem with Ninetales is that they usually just kinda are incredibly empathetic to everyone. And her being a follower of Xerneas is not helping.
Yep.
At least tell me she doesn't curse any more people.
Well, at least not accidentally.
Yeah. Probably by accident, but you know.
Don't worry, we can deal with that.
Now you guys know that you can fix it.
That's just an inevitability of the Ninetales. That people get cursed.
This is a good thing about being Keo Ninetales because you don't actually have that problem.
You have a different kind of curse.
Yes. But yes. Team Star Chaser. Oh boy. So, for Bite and Surf, they would just become an extremely powerful guild team, living out their life as adventurers. Vera, on the other hand, would leave around, like I said before, she would leave around the same time as Bolt. And eventually you guys would find out that after she evolved, they just kind of hooked up. And they've been a thing for a long time, keeping it secret apparently.
Secret. Everybody knows.
Yeah, a secret that one of the worst kept secrets ever. So, yeah.
Guys, we are a couple. You guys,
Um,
what have you guys do for the last 5 years then?
Yeah, Vera would also...
Like,
Vera would also take over Espian's shop one day, becoming just, you know, a tailor herself. So that she could, you know, just do that job that she kinda enjoyed throughout the many months of Capim Guild.
she can always help support her friends while doing what she loves.
Alright. Next would be Team Crush. The members of the Team Crush would actually leave the guild somewhat soon. Only a couple cycles into being with the guild. Because they would find out that their abilities are much better used during renovations of the Sand Continent. Yeah, they would find out that they're actually very good at building stuff, and as such, they would hyper focus on it for the rest of their lives, essentially just being some of the major individuals during the renovations of their continent.
Again, they get Lucky's blessing.
And Minucious thanks.
The most important part of this would be Punch actually apologizing to Lucky about essentially maybe being a little bit judgmental about the upbringing of people. He would explain it as, I was young, man.
Yep.
Now, Team Cold Snap. Team Cold Snap would stick with the guild. They would grow to be very, very, very good explorers for the guild. Especially explorers for any kind of cold areas. Which are not plentiful in the world, but they would definitely do their best to explore in places that many do not wish to go into.
Hey, the snow is still a thing, so...
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Articuno is not everywhere after all. Someone has to do that job.
Yep.
Alright. Next would be Team Storm. After the events of the campaign, Team Storm, led by Charcoal, would actually ask Lucky if they could stay at the guild, becoming, you know, true members of the guild.
Lucky would do one better and make Charcoal another officer.
Yep. Charcoal would lead his team members into a pretty bright future. Officially leaving the guild association as they, over time, realize that they don't actually believe in it whatsoever.
Fair.
They would just stay with the Capim Guild and completely disconnect from the wider thing.
So they essentially become mercenaries for working for us.
Well, no, they would be with the guild, just not with the guild association, because before,
They just
if you...
don't bother with the bigger stuff.
Yeah, because if you remember, they were originally sent here as part of the guild association to essentially spy on you.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah,
Lucky knew that, but didn't care.
yeah.
She liked them.
And eventually they just
Not
kinda...
a fan.
Eventually they just kinda grew out of it, right? Lucky?
Yep.
When you were Eevee, Charcoal would hit on you. he would completely just try to he would try to get over Umbrian, and he would just try to fully completely hit on you. How would you react to that?
Lucky would be flattered, but wouldn't really go for it. She has her heart set on Umbreon.
All right.
I'm surprised Scratch wouldn't hit on.
Scratch would not actually have much of a chance because Scratch would stay Eevee for maybe a week.
Ah.
Oh.
Because you see, one day he would return to the guild from a mission as a Glacian.
Oh no.
So, was it forced on you, or was this a choice?
Difficult to say because it would also be the same day as Prism would inform everyone that she is now with him.
Ah.
She would vow to turn him into a male of Warfare of a KO Ninetales in the future.
Yep. I do jokingly mention that I was half tempted to evolve Fur into a Glaceon as a joke, but if they're happy, they're happy.
Yeah. Now, a lot of people would hush say that their relationship is very toxic. But he seems to be okay with it, and she seems to be okay with it, so yeah.
And my Lucky realizes Prism is trying.
Yes.
Yep.
She
She's
can't
no
help the
longer
way
leaving
she
ice
can't help the
traps.
way she was raised.
And she's no longer leaving ice traps everywhere.
Yeah, about that. But yeah, Hope would actually leave the team pretty soon, and he would actually return to Treasure City, returning to his family and helping to run the storage building. So in the end, the team would split up a little bit, but not by a lot. And Lapras would eventually get herself a fully functional team, together with Brian, and they would actually form the first entirely aquatic team of any guild ever.
Awesome.
Essentially becoming potentially one of the most famous teams of the current generation. Because it turns out there's actually a lot of problems in the water that a lot of people do not know about. Because nobody cares, except for the people living there.
Lucky cares, but she can't go down there anyways.
Yeah, we're finally getting some help.
Yes.
Yep.
I mean, this was a big step though for us to form that underwater part of it.
Yeah.
And yeah. That's really it. Is there anyone else you guys would like to know about?
Well, I did ask about the eggs, but you know,
The eggs would be taken care of by Inari. She would essentially take the egg room as part of her duties.
Okay.
I would take Mimikyu's egg and take care of it myself.
Okay. Mimikyu
Yep,
would grow up to be a Mimikyu.
I am a little bit curious about the dark abnormal Eevee there.
It would pop into a dark abnormal Eevee.
Oh yeah, question. What would pop out of the golden egg?
Yeah,
Aries.
there's another one.
Aries. Would he be normal?
Well, he would be an
As-
Eevee at first.
There's more Eevees just popping out of eggs here, like, oh no.
Well, you see, that's actually another problem that Capim would definitely have to deal with the fact that you have just injected like 100 Eevees into Capim.
There's a probably guild team or two of EVs.
Eventually, yeah.
Team Eevee. There's no Eevees on Team Eevee.
Team E.
Someone did it as out of spite. They made a Team Eevee. No one else can claim it now.
Oh yeah, what's with Jolly and the guys?
Oh, Jolly. So, Ziggy would stay at your guild. Not really part of any team, as much as just kind of being essentially he would want to be the guardian of your guild. He would just want to make sure your guild is safe, especially after a certain attack.
Lucky would accept his help.
Because he doesn't really feel like being like friendly with another team and such. Generally, just kind of like that.
Yep.
Now,
I guess
Jolie and her friends. Now that would be definitely. So Zap, Igon, and Jolie would essentially create a strange three-way relationship, and they would stay in Capim, essentially retiring early.
Okay.
As far as you guys can tell, they're all very happy with each other. For the first time in 30 years.
Man.
Okay.
That's quite some time.
Yes. Remember, they were 20 years on the Sand Continent, and then, like, many other years with you guys, and one day, Jolie would actually be finally able to sit down in a chair, a little bit older, a little bit worse for wear, and smile to herself and just say, I did it.
They're actually safer ones.
Yes.
'Cause, I mean, we are seeing their start of their kind of stuff with the other game.
He eventually does have Hoopa's butthole closed or sewed up or whatever.
Don't
Oh yeah, that's a good question. What would you guys do actually about Hoopa's butthole?
We would have Mew get rid of it, basically.
He would gladly get rid of it, as he does kind of see it as something that is way too powerful for anyone to have.
And Lucky agrees.
Yeah.
Lucky agrees.
My new
Yep.
shield, a lot of good to be done, but with the number of gods and everything, we really shouldn't have issues getting to places when we need to be.
She uses she uses it for the adventure to help the Sand Continent, and then she asks Mew to get rid of it.
Alright.
Yeah.
You-
What about Deoxys?
I mean, Deoxys is not really relevant to you.
Well,
All right. I have a few questions. First, because no one else is going to ask, what about the poor Craniatus? The one in our prison?
Probably the first Pokemon judged by Reshiram.
Yep. Probably works, most likely.
I just figure the poor little guy should have some closure. Poor guy.
Okay, so that's one
Water-
question. What are the other ones?
Bitter cold. The heart of bitter cold thing.
Now, that is an interesting question. What would you guys actually do with that? Because that is a thing that is not gonna go away. Like,
We-
ever.
We decided to share the burden of it, basically.
yeah.
As much as we can share, it just whatever that
Yes.
entails.
Yes.
It literally just means that someone has to have it on them.
Basically,
Well, we
we pass it around, pretty much.
We swap hands like every week.
Yeah.
Just this could actually make for a sequel, by the way.
The passing of the heart.
You know, the bitter cold's heart is kinda chilly, isn't it?
Yes.
Hey guys, would you mind if I would like keep it in my wine storage?
When
it-
you're holding it, yes, but the rest of the time, no.
Yeah, you have to be holding on to it.
So I'm actually
Yeah.
looking up, I know there was a description for this in the game. Ah, there we go. Holding onto the heart freezes ice types.
So Minutia would also make it a point that whenever he's carrying it, to make sure that it doesn't affect those around him. 'Cause, yeah.
Alright,
Well, he's
so-
apparently incorruptible. That's yeah.
So those were two questions. What about the third one?
Yeah. One thing that I did plan on having Minutia do was basically set up a location where Pokemon could switch their type or species. Given the massive influx of EVs, do any of them ever take that offer up? Because we do have those two traps, and it's an interesting opportunity.
If you would set that up, one day Suiku would show up, informing you that you need to stop.
First and foremost, nice to meet you, Suiku. Why?
He would tell you that this is the most unnatural thing he has ever seen, and you need to cease.
Well, you see, the thing about it is, this is completely within their means. These traps were pulled from Zekrum's dungeon, of all places, so...
That's ideal tower, dude.
Yep. So, like, it may be unnatural, but, that, you know, this is nothing with my godly domain. This is just something any normal Pokemon could have done.
Yeah, this is something that shouldn't be played with, honestly.
Fair.
Now, Minyu would be completely on board with it. Like, Minyu would support you in this endeavor, and Xerneas as well, because it makes more people potentially happy, right?
Mm-hmm.
But there would
It's
actually
kind
be
of
quite a lot of pushback against it as well.
Yep. Well, ultimately, like, Manusha would be of the opinion that, hey, some people just get a raw deal, and the chance to start anew is, yeah. You wouldn't be too foolish about it. He'd make sure that some information is gathered and kept so that we don't have people committing crimes and disappearing, but, yeah. So yeah, ultimately that would still be a thing he'd do, because unnatural or not, it's something that can make a lot of people more happy and turn a lot of bad stories into ones that, well, they have a chance.
Alright. Another thing would be that you guys would find out that Lugia has made his home in Capim Town, where he basically became a tourist attraction, for the lack of better words.
Version of Barum Town.
Essentially, not having to work for the rest of his existence, as the one payment that he would usually ask for is food.
Which, for him,
Hold on.
I think this is probably like the best outcome for him after what's happened with Kyogre and stuff.
A couple years down the line, if one of you would visit Barum Town to visit Lugia, you would see a very happy but also very fat Lugia.
Yeah, I would be seeing him every now and then with like a bottle of self-made wine.
Same with Lucky, honestly. She liked Barum Town, so she'd travel there occasionally. Sometimes with
And
Umbreon.
And Minusha would also visit occasionally too, travels of the world, and mostly so Zekrom gets a chance to meet some of the other, big names, and mostly to see their interactions, admittedly, but he'd never say it.
You can imagine Zekrom looking at Lugia would probably be like, this is disgusting.
Oh yeah, Phil. I'm just gonna say it. Every night the ship couple like a box of wine to my Empoleon self as well. That's
Alright.
because I can.
Just randomly, here, have a thing of wine. Who is sending me this? Me.
But yeah, is there
did.
anything else you guys would want to know about?
Oh. Does Lively actually return back to normal with that whole virus thing that was going on?
Yes, to be honest, that was literally just an outbreak, you know.
Just making sure that everything was healthy over there, because that was a big issue that was kind of swamping all of their medical facilities and... well,
Ironically, that outbreak was very important for them to improve their medical capabilities. You have to understand that Lively Town very quickly becomes like a technological center of the entirety of the world. It was the first place that built a ship after all.
yeah.
It is also the first place that started really reusing and reverse engineering old like human tech. In a weird way, Lively Town is the worst nightmare of Kyurem.
I mean, what can I say? Fucking.
Yep.
Oh, and one bigger one. Did Skarmory ever finally get some rest?
At some point, maybe when she's dead.
Aww.
Oh.
1 second. On the
Okay.
topic of fuck 'em, what about poor Slash? How does that go?
Oh, the whole Slash and Shadow thing.
Well, The shadow situation would be actually kind of interesting, as eventually he would seek out his children.
Lucky Bolt and the Zoroark.
Yeah. He would be very confused about you, but after the explanation, he would basically explain that the reason he was acting the way he was is because essentially he was just struck with depression. He has committed a lot of terrible things, but it was mostly just a broken heart and just a lack of communication with anyone.
Would he like to stay at Capim's?
Probably not.
I mean, that's where his children are, so...
Yeah, but he would never get over it. Basically, because you guys never went to his thing, he never got over his demons. Now, Slash would just absolutely just... Again, because you guys didn't seek him out, he would just, like, not get anywhere near you. Ever since he would learn that you guys are, like, as powerful as you are.
Did he realize, oh, I fucked up?
Yeah. So you guys would never even meet Slash.
Yep, a shame.
Unless we would ask Mew to teleport us to him.
Yes, though that's...
A hilarious misuse of his powers.
Yes.
Greatest delight. Yep. Two more.
Go.
Real quick. These are the small ones, but they're just commonly overlooked. Did Rotom ever graduate from being a gate guard to being the guy that watches people come in, the sentry?
Sorry, could you repeat it? I like cannot hear you properly again because your microphone is doing that weird thing again.
Any better?
Could you say more than just one word?
Oh, okay. How's this?
I feel like it's the same.
Yeah, nothing has changed. Like,
No, of course it wouldn't. All right. So anyway, I'm asking about Rotom, and if he ever became the sentry and whatnot.
Not really, because that would be taken by Ziggy. To be fair, Rotom is happy with just powering things.
Okay.
Like, as long as he gets to power something and be useful, he's happy. That's the thing about Rotoms.
Yep.
There's one character we didn't mention from the guild, and that's Salandit.
Yep, he was the next one I was gonna ask, because I want to make sure that he got able to.
So, quote-unquote Salandit would just stay at the guild, and he would, just be a quote-unquote secretary for a very, very, very long time. Honestly, he would be one of the most loyal members of the guild.
Yep.
How's his relationship with Salazzle?
Well, eventually he would return to talk to her, and, well, a lot of things would come out of that. For instance, speaking of Salazzle, you guys would find out that she eventually would not run her place anymore. She would just leave everything to Umbreon.
oh.
Huh.
And she would return to the thing that she always loved to do. Being a motherfucking menace and stealing shit.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, respect to her. Do what you love.
She would sometimes return to check up on her son, and would, vibe. But not for very long, because half of the world wants her dead.
Okay.
Lucky's good at keeping a secret.
Yeah.
Minutia is going to continue it as, oh, they're just landed kind of weird mom.
Lucky has tea with her at some points.
You would know that eventually she would join up with a certain Pikachu.
Oh.
That still needs to be dealt with. But yeah. Well, one last question, because it's been dying on me for me to know. So, Mew. How do things go with Mew?
Mew would, So Mew would return every now and then to Capim, considering it is an extremely important place to him. But he would not be, after you guys would fulfill your destiny, he would not be as active here as before. You would know that one day his sister would return, and he would actually spend a lot of time with her.
And yeah, because one of the reasons I asked is because hey, I did use my wish there, and I'm just curious: is his sister the one that Xerneas is hooking up with him forever, or what happens?
Well, you see, you never said love.
Actually, I thought I did, but I.
No, you said companion.
All right.
He takes
as long
things very literal.
And
This one I did, but it's all good.
and what actually came out of this was the fact that him and his sister no longer fight.
Then
Finally.
wish well granted. All is well.
After many, many, many untold millennia, they actually found middle ground. And it only needed him to go primal, killing his sister, and her getting an entire... Basically, the thing that he would always get, the whole, revive as another Pokemon in order to her... In order for her to taste what a normal Pokemon goes through.
Mm-hmm.
Lucky will make sure to give Mew a hug any chance she gets to see him.
Minusha would also be visiting Mew because very close to him. He's kind of the one that showed him the divine ropes, as it were, and well, yeah, as such, he's just very fond of him.
Now the question is, what would happen afterwards? Because all of this would be basically the next 10 to 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
But there are dangers looming over the horizon.
Yep.
The situation with Kyurem has been resolved, but also not really. And
Well, Minutia's job duties as the voice of life would involve helping people with their destinies, so
yeah,
Yep.
One day, the call would go to another group of heroes in order to save the world from some kind of horrible disaster coming over. But that is not for you. Because
Yep.
as Arceus closes the book in his etheric mystery dungeon, he would just smile to himself, sit down in his chair, knowing that he did well.
But he
Yep.
didn't do anything.
That's the joke.
nah, he actually did one important thing. He didn't break those chains. He didn't break that metal. That would have gone very differently.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. That's the campaign.
Lucky eventually has many adorable children.
Many baby Eevees.
Eventually does accept that blessing from, Minutia.
Huzzah. Yeah. All is well.
Yeah, most characters got a really good ending, some less so, but that's okay. That's just how it is.
I am happy Mew finally got a really happy one, though.
Yeah, Mew
Wish well spent.
got a companion, and he was given all of his memories back that were taken away from him by his sister, and he has truly accepted that he needs to lead others without them realizing that he's leading them.
Does Keldeo ever get some treatment for his curse?
No. That's
Aw.
one of those sad things. The fact that Kyurem was not defeated means his curse is still around.
Rip.
That means Pulverization is still dealing with everything, and Ninetales is still Kyokyo Ninetales, even though she definitely would not wanna be.
Yep.
And
Well,
Dunsparce, and poor
probably.
Dunsparce is still blind.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah,
Glaceon and Sandslash are still ice. Oh, speaking of which, Glaceon and Sandslash, right?
Yep.
Mhm.
You guys would actually hear of them every now and then. And basically, long story short, they just exist on the Mist Continent.
Okay.
Yeah, in the northern Mist Continent, where they just kinda exist. They would just like have a small place, and they would just live out the rest of their lives, which is very difficult to live out the rest of their lives, considering they cannot die of old age.
Just as long as they're, happy together. Lucky's fine.
Yeah,
Mhm.
they have suffered enough.
Yeah, would Solgaleo actually be coming every now and then?
Yeah, obviously. Just like Lunala goes to Team Horn, Solgaleo would just every now and then, on especially hot days, he would show up and he would just like help you out with anything, even if he literally would just vibe.
Definitely Lucky would enjoy hanging out with him on occasion.
Yeah.
As would Minutia, biggest kitty.
He is friendship.
Mhm.
Okay, what the
More
fuck
so
is
now than
not
before.
friend-shaped?
Kyurem.
Kyurem. Remember that Pokemon that has blades all over their body?
B sharp.
I think. That's not friend shaped.
But
Let's
yeah.
see. Also, Jigglypuff when viewed from above is not friend
Wow.
shaped.
But yeah, is that everything, or is there anything else you guys would like to know?
Mewtwo is also not friend-shaped.
Oh god.
Let's see. Eggs handled. Guild handled. Anything I'm forgetting? I never met the other Persian.
Yeah.
Well.
Oh god. So, what happened with wait, no, that. Fuck, wrong campaign. Never mind.
Wow.
Oh, wait.
I'm
What?
pretty sure what you were about to ask.
No.
So, don't worry about it.
Nice. High IQ
Well,
play.
I have one silly one. Did we ever rank above silver?
Nope. You have done all of this while silver. The curse of the silver rank continues.
No, in Chilling we went gold.
When no one was looking, you should have just upped those a few ranks and never said anything.
Thrack, what I mean by this is, the joke is that canonically the Heroes of Time were silver. By the time they, saved the motherfucking world and defeated Darkrai.
Oh my god,
Better, you know the Pokeballs from Rescue? Canonically, there was a silver by the time they defeated Groundoon.
Oh my god.
Topper. Give best I can give. Take it or leave it.
Yeah, because after this thing, our team pretty much melted into either starting a new thing in the guild, doing their own job because of DT bullshit, and being an officer plus the guild leader.
I mean, you can still be part of the guild, and part of a team.
We are not exactly doing missions.
You can. Remember, vast majority of you got a new start.
Lucky would also lobby heck to redo the team system with the guild association.
That is definitely something you can do, though you are gonna be doing that against all of the other guilds, which are still going through the normal thing.
Well, then just allow some flexibility.
Basically, yeah, that's what she wants.
Our
Well-
guild does it this way.
Well, maybe something like that would happen in the future. Change is slow, after all.
And she
I
would
now
also
know what I'm
she
doing.
would also get all the proper paperwork in order to be officially the guild mistress of Capim, basically.
Now, Lucky.
Yep.
Give me a moment. Because there is something that will actually be a scene. Give me a momento.
There comes Lucario indeed with a steel chair.
Whoa! So, you know what? You're gonna go over here. So, Lucky.
Yep.
Do I have... There we go. So, Lucky.
Yep.
Many months have passed. And you're just kind of doing your job. By now, you'll be a Leafian again.
I'd spend like a few months like as an Eevee, but I'd go back to Leafian eventually.
Yeah. And one day, you would hear a knock on your door.
Come in.
All right. Give me a moment. We have... Ah, there we go. I did that weird thing, guys, again.
A nickname instead of real
Yes,
name.
I use her name instead of the Pokemon's name. So... Where was I? Ah, yes. You will see a Pokemon open the door. It is a Monferno with a captain's head.
Hello.
Ah, hey there. So, you here are the guild mistress of this guild, eh?
Yep. Yes, I am.
Well,
How may I help you?
well, this may sound a little bit strange, but I am looking for some combat-ready Pokemon.
For what, might I add?
A little operation.
I'm listening.
I am looking for the strongest Pokemon you have in your guild. I will be paying quite a lot.
Well, that's all in all up to the teams.
Alright. In that case, she's going to put down a bag of 5,000 Pokesh and then slide a bounty for you.
Hey, look at the bounty.
It is a bounty on Palkia.
Oh. I'm sorry.
I don't think 5,000 will be enough.
Like he just stares.
Yep, this here is the first payment. And once Palkia is defeated, a bigger payment of 100,000 Pokesh will be delivered. There is just one very important thing about this. It needs to be
What is-
done exactly in 7 days. And I'm gonna need the team defeating Palkia to send me a Wonder Mail immediately when he's defeated.
I mean, while I don't like this idea, I'll ask around my guild to see if anyone wants to handle such a thing.
Good.
I mean, our team is pretty strong.
Yeah, Lucky's not doing it. She is, probably has egg with Umbreon by now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Alright. If you take it, please contact me. Keep the 5,000 Pokesh.
Okay.
Yeah. She's just going to tip her hat and leave.
Basically, Lucky would ask around at some point to see if any of her teams want to handle such a thing. She really hopes they say no.
Well, you sadly do have a couple daredevils at your guild. Like, the very idea of defeating Palkia, you can imagine Zoro would be into that.
Well, if she really wants to do it.
And you can also imagine the Bolt would be into that.
Yep.
Yeah. I think this is a case where Manusha would be like, there be some bad juju about that. Be very careful, Zoro. I won't stop you, but oh boy.
You know, since
Shade.
you're going against...
That's
since you're
basically
going
what
ag-
Lucky. That's basically what Lucky would tell Bolt.
You know,
Bob
since you're
will
going
tell you that
against
you worry
Palkia,
too much.
Oh, wait, Manusha would write a Wonder Mail to Mew, because this has enough sketchiness that he'd be like, so, this is a thing? Should this be something we mention to Palkia, or...
Uh,
'cause that is shady.
Mew would not even reply to you, he would just show up there.
I'm sorry, what?
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, if the specific timing is a big deal, that's one of those instances where, like, they're trying to get this done for a reason.
I wonder why.
How long does it take Palkia to come back, by chance?
About an hour.
I see, and they want to know immediately. They're gonna do some sketchy stuff while he's dead for that hour.
I cannot imagine what they will be trying to do.
Yeah. Well, what should we do about that? I feel warning Palkia is probably a good idea.
Yes.
Maybe let somebody.
Yes, I will go there, I will inform Palkia.
Stay safe, by the way. Just, you know. I worry.
Alright.
Thank you.
Yeah. Against everyone's better judgment, there will be a team formed from your guild that will take upon the bounty.
Who all's involved? This is curiosity. I'm not, you know.
And Lucky's not touching that one with a 10-foot pole.
Question, should I give them the Victini tier?
That is up to you, really.
Right, maybe not Victini tier, but I'll give them the X-I seed.
Alright.
Go
Oh,
on,
wow.
do crime.
Yeah, because
They're not getting the Yveltal tier, by the way, for this.
Yeah, that'd be funny. Nah, you just slip into the Vettel tier, make it stick.
yeah, because if Zoro is going, Yorick is going, right? That's just happening.
Minutia's not going to be like going, but he's got to be on hand if anything goes wrong, because like revivals.
Yeah.
He's not stopping anyone, but
Both would go, even though by now, Lupus and Shocker are just not even part of the team. You can bet Surf and Bai would go as well.
Lucky does contact Lucario and Eevee about this. Like, what? Did they approach you guys as well?
Yes, Lucario and Eevee would inform you that they've been approached by this Monferno as well. and that you would be informed that the Monferno is an ex-pirate.
Oh boy.
You know, someone who used to be a
Really not-
pirate who these days basically just does like exploration stuff. Though known for finding and defeating Kyogre for sport.
No,
No.
leave my girl alone.
Yeah, just one day, you know, her ship just like attacked the Kyogre and defeated her before she could do anything.
Huh.
That would make Lucky kind of upset.
You know,
Well,
since I would be contacting Kyogre every now and then, would she mention that?
Yeah, like you would learn that like, well, like 2 months from now, from the events of Sunstruck, she would actually be killed.
Hmm.
Just like a ship appeared out of nowhere, right? A ship that looks like a Sharpedo, and a whole bunch of random Pokemon would just like jump on Kyogre, and before she could even understand what would happen, she was slain.
yeah. Well, Thrack, go avenge your gal.
Well, obviously Kyogre got better.
I mean,
Or I
obviously.
died.
Yeah, but
But then I got better.
But,
Yeah.
like, would she mind if I would scout out for that ship and maybe randomly, accidentally throw a Draco Meteor at them?
Well, she would not want you to like do any kind of revenge because in the end she failed, you know.
But basically, Lucky will post the job basically for that team to take, but she will add that if there are consequences to this, that team is going to accept them.
Yeah.
There's a big caveat with the accepting this mission.
If Palkia comes here for you, you go to Palkia.
Well, you guys at this point would know that Palkia is kind of like taking any kind of challenge.
Oh, so he would have just saw this as like, I guess another person was trying to face me.
And after this would have happened, you guys would find out what actually happened. Because Monferno would make sure that everyone knows. Every guild would be given an announcement that by the time you guys are reading this, her ship, the Sharpedo, the Blitz Sharpedo, became unbound.
Uh-oh.
Mew!
And that they will be sending messages to all of the guilds about what is beyond the boundary.
Mew, we've got a problem.
Yeah.
Yep.
They're
At this
going
point,
to
Mew would be in panic mode.
I tried to warn them.
Hey,
Yeah, no, one.
Hey,
Go-
Mew, what's the boundary? What's
Yeah, like they would be basically informing everyone about the fact that there is something beyond the boundary and about all of these things, and essentially insert the events of Unbound Odyssey.
Oh,
Important question: did Zoro and everyone make it out okay?
Yes.
Okay.
You have to understand, basically some of the strongest members of your guild would go in this, and they would be met with other members of other guilds, so...
but
yeah.
it was
Hey,
a
still
group
confirmed.
effort.
That said, considering a conversation was had with Mew before this knowledge, so remember when I said one day I might go outside with you? Do you think it might be important to go outside and deal with that?
For the first time in a very long time, I actually don't know.
I think it's important enough that to at least check up to see what they're doing out there.
It kinda seems like our duty, doesn't it?
Yeah, especially because I kind of had an idea this is what's gonna happen, but I didn't say it because, well, if they succeeded, I do kind of want to make sure the Palkia thing, not the Palkia, the Kyurem thing is fully resolved one day.
Minusha,
So-
how was I supposed to know that some kind of group would be so insane as to do something like that?
Well, I mean, like I said, I figured if they wanted him dead and a message immediately sent before then, time sensitive, and I guess one of the things Palkia is responsible for was the barrier. That I didn't know, but he shrugs.
You do now.
It makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. And this is basically the beginning of the events of the Unbound Odyssey. As
Yep.
the players are actually gonna be playing the crew on Blitz Sharpedo.
Yay.
And that's the true. This is the true ending of the campaign. Sunstruck is over.
Come to think
Man.
of it, if the
Good
Unbound
ending.
place becomes bound, that's just more people to send the wine to.
Oh my god, Thrack, please.
Songs.
But yeah, so what did you guys think about the campaign and the ending and everything?
It ended as well as it could have.
Minutia had a hell of a 2 weeks, and then everything was amazing.
Yeah.
Dude, that whole thing about Kyurem going out of the bound was like, I was not expecting it, kind of thing. That was wild.
Yeah. I wonder if he could get back in by using the same loophole he got out.
Probably not. But
They're going to be wise to his tricks this time.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
pretty
this time-
it's pretty obvious that Monferno is doing this because she wants to claim that kill.
Monferno's out there to kill Kyurem.
Yes.
You know what? Respect.
She's
Like,
breaking
oh
all of
God.
the rules of all of the gods right now. Even shit that other gods are scared of breaking. Entirely just to say, I fucking did it, Lamal.
There is something out there that the gods are terrified of.
Well, I mean, hey, if nothing else, yeah, if they kill Kyurem, Minutia's like, all right, no problem with this. Knew enough God, nothing sacred. But yeah, I'm happy that my type change, species change thing, it caught on somewhat.
Yeah, it is as problematic as one would think. Because there's totally lots of Pokemon who are like, oh yes, please. And then there's a lot of Pokemon that are like, this is wrong, don't do this.
Yep. But ultimately, it's the decision of the ones that are being changed.
It's also the
Question.
voice of life, so
Question: did
Yep.
anyone by accident get turned into a Mew?
And you know, if you roll the die enough times.
Yeah, just another Mew. Hey Mew, we have a question here.
You got a
Mew,
you got another sister.
Yeah.
Couple 100 years later, there's like 10,000 Mews.
Oh yeah, by the way, Minutia,
Mm-hmm.
you would meet with his sister.
Huzzah.
And she is him, but spicy.
Yeah. And I think Minutia would get along well with a spicier Mew just because, but yeah.
Like, when Mew is soft-spoken, she says things as they are, and will tell you she doesn't like you.
Mm-hmm. Which would be all the funnier, because Minutia's very much one of those, you may not like me, but if I like you, you have to deal with it.
But yeah,
Yeah.
is there anything anyone wants to say before we end the stream and finish this campaign forever?
Thanks for watching.
yep.
I'll
And
fucking do it again.
No.
also, fuck this table.
Yeah, fuck this table. If we ever do Sunstruck and Moonstruck again, we are not gonna be using the Pokerole system. I will like rework it in the other system.
Okay.
Good. Yeah, that would be interesting to like see, like if those who were in like Sunstruck ended up doing the Moonstruck instead.
I mean, I could probably join a redo of Sunstruck purely because I really kind of only showed up at the end.
Well, what you guys should focus on right now is your characters for Unbound Odyssey, because
Yep.
that is the next.
Yep.
And
fate
Yeah.
is going to be ready.
Yeah, like
I am looking forward to it.
make sure your character sheets are ready. Make sure you
Yep.
know what you're gonna be doing with your characters. I'm gonna be doing intros and such pretty soon.
I'm gonna take a
Huzzah.
screenshot of my character sheet one last time just to where
Can you
we
promote
ended
me
it.
can you promote me so I can save this monster of a table as a souvenir?
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay.
You know what? Fuck it. Same here.
I'm a type for nostalgia.
Everyone,
You know,
I
fuck
took
it.
a screenshot
Fuck
of my
it.
thing.
Here you go. All of you are
Alright.
promoted.
Alright, how do I save a table?
You go to games, save and load, and then save game at the top. It's green.
Once more, thank you. This has been extraordinarily pleasant. Many good vibes and happy journeys. I do wonder what could have been if I would have decided to marry Zoro along with, but I think lifelong companion is a good end.
Yeah, the funniest shit is you're pretty sure that one day Ishi will die a virgin.
Nah.
Oh, boy.
Nah.
Here lies Zoro.
Because-
She never scored.
She literally had a guy next to her whole life who literally is carrying around a bone, and yet he never scored.
Yep, he never boned.
He never boned.
Here lies Zoro and Yorick. They never scored.
Wow,
Alright.
that is. Oh my god! Imagine if they would like get like buried one day together. Wow.
I'm just saying, you know, if nothing else, Minutia would go drinking with Glamiel and try and get them to have something happen.
Well, you would know.
Not Glamiel, probably. No.
Well, you would know that Zoro does have a very bad resistance to drinking.
Oh, right. I do have a question for the duelist that now it's too late to ask, but I was always curious. So what was the deal with Ace in Glamiel's basement?
Oh.
Yeah.
I never forgot, but Minutia logically never would have come up with it, but it was on my to-do list.
That is where Glamnyao would be taking her partners to, usually.
Oh no.
Ah,
Her dungeon?
so Ace has had some experience.
Yes, and Ace has actually broken into the place several times.
So it wasn't just Bolt.
Yeah, you would also... So, where Bolt was obvious about it, and he didn't entirely know what was happening, he just knew that it was making him feel good or whatever, right? Ace is definitely much more adult than him, and she was, like, breaking in, and... Actually, so you know how Bolt kind of had a reputation for being shady a little bit, and, like, breaking into places and such?
Was Ace.
Ace was doing that while nobody knew that she was doing that.
When Minutia found out, there would be a quiet few moments, then a hug, and I'm so proud.
For some reason, I imagined Zoroark and that Vaporeon becoming friends.
I mean, maybe.
Yeah.
At some point, Minutia would end up hugging a shaman. I didn't get a chance to during the Festival of Life, but hey, I worked with Sternius as shaman.
Yeah, as a voice of life, you can hug a shaman anytime you want, man.
You eventually hug the shaman that's a Umbreon's friend.
Yep,
Yep.
It'd just, it'd just be a case of walking by, picking one up, just hugging it, petting it,
They'd be
setting
like-
it down, and continuing
like,
on.
"Oh,
his
okay."
way.
Oh yeah, by the way, Lucky?
Yeah.
Lucky would have to deal with the fact that Sky would come, like, once Lucky and Umbreon would live together, right? Sky, you would realize that Sky actually comes over, like, every week. And to your potential never-ending annoyance, her and Umbreon are actually really good friends.
Well, she's not really annoyed at their friends.
And you would also know that she is very similar to Minutia in that she has essentially been pushing Umbrian to be with you for a long time.
Our shipping finally worked.
Yes,
Yeah,
she succeeded.
That shaman is definitely getting a hug, and kindred spirits are we. Oh shoot! I forgot at one point I was going to apologize to Cresselia for the whole evolving Glammeow thing.
Weirdly enough, Cresselia would not know who Glammeow is.
Oh.
Yeah, well, I still evolve someone in their territory, so it's a case of yeah, make the apology for overstepping.
Yeah, weirdly enough, the Cresselia you would talk to would not know who Darkrai was.
That is weird.
Oh, Trumbeak.
Yes.
Man, I'm
Everything-
disappointed I don't have a reason to beat up this Cresselia anymore.
Oh, there is one question that is not really epilogue worthy or whatever, but it was on my to-do list and I never got an answer for it. So when Scratch said there were 4 characters that had the thing, I never got the 4th one, and I was damned curious. I figure he's wrong, but I want to know.
Okay,
Oh, I know,
so
shit, you backed him up on
which
that.
characters did you know about?
At this point, I know Zekrom and I know Ace for sure.
Oh, he didn't know about Zekrom.
Yeah, he did, but that's the thing. He had no way of knowing about Zekrom, so I have no idea who his list was, or who Mew's list was, because they both had a list there, and it was like, I have no idea.
Yeah, so Mew was actually pretty correct. You know, like, Mew would
Okay.
just openly tell you that you're like, he knew that Ace has a thing. He also knew that Inari has a thing, but then he would find out later on that Inari just kinda has a thing for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
He also knew that there was definitely something with Zoro, but because Riolus are fucking weird and complicated, it wasn't love as much as, like, being soulmates, but without the love.
Yep.
He was just talking about
Platonic
this is
soulmate.
fucking complicated.
Platonic soulmate. There is a concept for it, yeah.
Now, Scratch totally believed that Zoro was into you. Because you guys were going around, and you were talking, you literally fought together, you know, like... Scratch truly believed, right?
Mhm.
He also, you know, obviously had Inari on that list. Which also turned out to be sort
I
of
think-
wrong.
I figured both of them had Inari on the list, even though, yeah.
And then he would tell you that he thought that Lucky was into you.
What?
Huh.
He did see them cuddle a couple times, but that's just because Minutia is the cuddle pile guy.
Yeah, like,
Yeah, that makes sense.
he would straight up tell you that he thought that Lucky was into you.
Yeah. So, who was the 4th one that Mew thought, then?
The fourth one that Mew thought was actually... And you're not gonna like it. Himself?
Ooh.
Hmm.
Minutia actually did kind of have that vibe for him. It's one reason he always makes sure to spend so much time around Mew.
Yeah, but eventually Mew would tell you that, like, he was very heavily confused about himself, since he had his entire world destroyed recently.
Mm-hmm.
And also, he would tell you that he has much more in common with Inari than he thought.
Well, as Minutia would just kind of say, well, any way it goes, you're kind of stuck with me till I kick the bucket. We'll be platonic soulmates then.
Yeah,
He says, giving him a hug and yeah.
like, Mew realized that he just kinda loves everyone.
Mm-hmm. And Minutia's okay with that. Like, hey, he's kind of the same way himself. Somebody basically had to take him off the market, though. But yeah.
But yeah, remove your d6s for the first time this session, and for the last time in this campaign.
Also, look, Godna, your shipping grid was wrong.
I am claiming all of the dice.
Oh my
It
god!
does not matter.
Oh god, the audio.
Wait, I have a request before we go. All the dice, we must roll all of them at once.
Oh,
Oh, even mine?
I have to. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, give me a
All
moment.
of the dice.
that's all mine. All my d6s.
Moment.
I'm just gonna
I can just hear
grab
the
this thing off.
mess.
Oh wait, this is not a d6. And this is
Yeah.
not a d6.
Oh, I said all of the dice.
Oh, you want all of them?
My god.
There's so many dice here.
Growow, the Time Gear Thief, and Celebi are just watching this.
Just hearing the dice clack as they're being thrown.
Guess we're orcs then.
Orc.
Jesus.
Average orc army.
Yep.
I
All I
can-
gotta say is
Guys, I cannot do all of them at once.
Oh my god, yeah, it's beyond the limit.
There's
there's
actually a limit.
solution. We split it into two, and we have two people get ready to roll them at once.
There's probably
Alright.
got to be like.
This is
4
going to
people.
crash the fucking thing.
But hey,
Right,
we all
let's do it.
saved it. Oh,
I wasn't ready. One more time. 1, 2, 3.
oh.
Alright. That turned into 370.
470.
Whoa.
Wow.
A straight 100 more.
The group I highlighted equal to 512 for some reason.
But yeah,
Dice.
guys,
That's
someone flip the table. Goodbye, table. Fuck you, table.
Man,
I'm happy with the way everything went down.